Hello, and thanks for clicking on this video. So just for a couple of minutes, I'm going to try and talk about these 8 great misleading traditions of sales, if you like, because with 8 of them, so I'm going to try and talk about them in just a few minutes. That's the challenge. The key thing is, though, that these 8 mental models, if you like, have really hung around for the last couple of hundred years. And what they're doing is they're driving us today to make the wrong decisions, and they're misleading us in how to manage sales teams and how to even approach sales. So there's these 8 key things that have just taken us off the track. So I call them these 8 misleading sales traditions, because they're traditions from selling over the last couple hundred years and they mislead us, okay? So one thing about them is that they are symbiotic, and what we really mean by that is they sort of feed off one another. So you see, the first one is that the perception of sales is that it's easy. Well, the reality is that sales isn't actually easy. It's not seen as a profession. People don't go to university to become salespeople. They can become doctors and lawyers and accountants and marketers. Most people don't go to uni to become salespeople. And this perception then is that it's easy. And that feeds on to the next misleading tradition, which is really that the idea that if we come up with a great product and a great service, we just put it out there and it's the build it and they will come. The customers will just come to us. And that feeds off each other in terms of perception of sales being easy. The next one then is that it's all a numbers game, and this really came out of the beginning of the 1900s, where there was door-to-door salespeople, and literally, if you knocked on more doors, you would probably make more sales. However, we still use the idea of the funnel. We still use the same idea: if we just get more leads, we'll sell more stuff. It is a false thing in this experience economy that we're in, and with our enlightened customers these days who are actually resistant to salespeople. The next one then is really about the gun sales myth, the gun sales guy. And that is that, well, I'll tell you a story. I've worked with a small business for a couple of years, and one of their key strategies to solve their sales problem was to get the gun salesperson. You know what? There isn't really a gun salesperson. There are good salespeople out there, and they are good in certain contexts. If you get the right person in the right context, they can be great. But trying to get a gun salesperson as being an excuse for your sales strategy is just completely flawed. So the next one then is that it's called one throat to choke. It's not very nice, but it's where you get, a guy who used to work with used to use it all the time. He would say, I just need one throat to choke. So I need one person accountable for sales. So if anything goes wrong, I can throttle them. If I need one person accountable for marketing, same thing. Same one person accountable for social media. And they think it's it feeds on from that whole numbers game and the funnel stuff. If you just control the bits along the way, you'll get the outcome you want. It's not actually the case. We want these teams to work together. We want these teams to collaborate and learn about what works with customers. And that's what we're trying to achieve. The next one then is that it's about a focus of targets and numbers. You know, we tend to use the financial budget within organizations to break it up and break it down by salespeople, and each one gets a number that they have to achieve. Focusing on those things focuses salespeople on just playing a game and manipulating the numbers or the measures to get the outcome that their bosses have told them that they need to get. What we really need to focus salespeople on is engaging with customers, so that when we engage with customers, we actually engage with the right customers and we bring them into our portfolio. And that leads us on to the next one, which is about closing a sale. You know, the whole thing about closing sales is where the idea of it is that where salespeople use their manipulation, their coercion, and all that sort of stuff to actually close the deal. It's not like that these days. We want our customers to be profitable promoters of what we do. And we actually want to open relationships these days. So closing sales is just a thing of the past. A thing out of the last century, straight out of the movie Glengarry Glen Ross. If you've never seen it, go and look at some clips. And the last one then is that we have this focus of selling a product. We want to sell and tell people about the features and the benefits of our products and services. Today, that's irrelevant. Customers can Google that, and not only will they get the features and benefits of the product, they'll actually figure out what the other customers said and what other alternatives are available to them. Customers don't actually care about the features and products. They only care about what these things can actually do for them and how it helps them engage with what they're trying to do, whether it's solve a problem, put in a solution, or get a change that they're trying to look for. So just quickly, they're the 8 things. Have a think about them. There's a couple of articles I've written that are about the same things, and there's an ebook available as well. But these things are really about that misleading the sales function. And it's really about trying to get us on track so that we can open relationships with profitable customers. Thanks for watching.